I came across an article ranking the best characters in the Final Fantasy franchise.
Ooh.
I'm not going to ask you what your top 10 is. What I'd rather do
Okay.
is share with you their top 10 and just
yeah,
get
yeah.
your reactions on them. So number 10 starts with one that I think y'all are probably a little bit less familiar with, which is Blasphemous, but it's from Final Fantasy VI. It's Celeste Cher.
Okay.
Terra is I guess, is your main protagonist, but
Got you.
they've got Celeste from Final Fantasy VI here.
I think I remember this character, but not enough to have an opinion on that.
Certainly wouldn't be in my top 10.
Yeah, that's kind of I feel like that's a try-hard answer. Is that number 10?
Yeah, number 10. Number 9 is Lightning,
Yes,
which I am more familiar with. She is the pinkish-haired protagonist in Final Fantasy 13.
She's beautiful.
She is her whole shtick is protecting her sister. She's looking out for her sister. She's strong. She's fearless. She's determined. She gets a bad rap because people think that the game is too linear, and so she doesn't get brought into the limelight as much as some other characters. But I do think that she deserves to be in the top 10 because I think she's an awesome character.
She can step in my limelight.
Number 8, who is Balthier from Final Fantasy 12, one of my least favorite Final Fantasy games.
Interesting.
Balthier is just a human. The reason why I mentioned that is because in some of these games, even in our game that we played this week, there's some characters that aren't human. But Balthier is Han Solo.
A weird one. Like, I don't care about Balthier. I get it. I know of him. I've played 12. I'm more familiar with it than certainly Kenny, but no.
Number 7 is Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at y'all both nodding on that.
Probably
Too low.
on the list.
Yeah, she needs to be up there. She fights with her fists. She's got a key part in the story. Everybody knows who Tifa and her friends are, and so I love Tifa. I've always loved Tifa. She is exceptional, but could be higher.
Yeah, it could be hard.
Number 6 from Final Fantasy X is a guy named Aaron. He is a samurai-like warrior with one eye closed and shades on, which only has one hand kind of crippled and the other with a massive sword. And then obviously plays a lot of key story elements, both in the backstory and in the present story of Final Fantasy X. You got to experience him at least some this week. Do you think he deserves to be in number 6?
Yes. Yes on the list, and 6 sounds good.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Kenny's shaking his head without saying anything.
Probably lower. No, you'll see that you saw this in my first play, but the whole I'm sticking my hand out the front of my arm. I know he's supposed to be crippled or something, but it looks ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, just tuck that business in.
Well, first of all, you just said I'm sticking my hand out the front. You got to listen to me now. You said sticking the hand out the front of my arm, which doesn't make any sense. And then secondly, we all stick our hand out the front of our arm, hopefully. And then
sometimes.
And then secondly, yes, I mean, it's an aesthetic, dude. It's an aesthetic.
It's a vibe.
It's a bad aesthetic. That's what I'm saying. It's a choice you made, and it's the wrong choice. I can dislike him for that.
All right. Number 5 is a character we all would agree deserves to be in the top 10, but as low as 5 from Final Fantasy VII, Cloud Strife.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Accurate.
He's sometimes overrated. I'll say it.
I mean, I'll let that be.
He's a really cool character. I love him.
He's layered.
Yes.
Layered.
Yes, top 10. 5, sure.
Okay. Number 4, Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
Yes. Better
Kenny,
character than Cloud.
Like that he's higher on the list than Cloud.
I do too.
Okay, y'all both did. His theme song, One Winged Angel, his long hair, his skinny vibe, and his Masamune, I believe is the name of his sword.
Such a cool, dynamic character.
Really good villain. Number 3, might be a surprise from Final Fantasy X, is Yuna.
Okay. Why? Why?
Why? I don't know. This says that I've always seen Yuna as the real protagonist in Final Fantasy X. Incredible empathy, compassion as appropriate character traits for a summoner who's willing to complete what is generally considered to be a suicide mission, and it goes on and on.
I like that, but top 10, maybe not. There's too many characters to squeeze her in there.
It feels high to me.
It's definitely high. She doesn't deserve to be in the top 10, and I love precious baby Yuna, but no. Number 2 from Final Fantasy VI is Kefka Palazzo. He is the clown-like villain from Final Fantasy VI, kind of like Joker a little bit.
Yeah.
And from the Batman series, obviously, but he starts as somewhat unpowered, you know, just an antagonist that's poking the bear, but then he gains power, and it's kind of like a horror-like villain. It's super interesting.
Kefka, love Kefka. 2 is too high, but top 10 for sure.
Agreed with you. And then finally, number 1 from Final Fantasy IX is Vivi.
Really?
The Black Mage, the cute, adorable, amazing Black Mage from Final Fantasy IX.
I can't disagree.
I told you that Black Mage wasn't going to be high enough up on the list.
That's so funny.
The Black Mage is number 1.
I love it. It ended up working out. That's so funny.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'm sad that Sid didn't make the list. But
which one?
Yeah, which one?
Yes, I would have just said like Sid. You know, because of the role of that character.
So your problem is Sid's not on the list. Nolan, do you have? I mean, we've got a few problems, but do you think someone deserves to be on the list that's not there?
Probably, but I'm blanking. I just think Lightning should be in the top 5 for sure.
Okay. Cool.